Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Last week we concluded with the 14th verse in chapter 1, first part, chapter 3. उत्तिष्ठ जाग्रत प्राप्य वरान् निबोधत क्षुरस्य धारा निशिता दुरत्यया दुर्गं पतस्तत्कवयो वदन्ति. Arise, awake, and attain and reach that what the Prapya Varan Nibodhata, what the great ones have told, indicated. Go and be awake to that. Kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya. And this path, you may say I am awake, but the wise kavayo vadanti, the wise say that it's a double-edged sword. Mind comes up with innumerable number of distractions, attractions, delusions, illusions, in order to take charge or to remain in charge. And therefore, on this path, many distractions are there when we think about focusing on the truth, staying with the truth, being the truth. And one thought comes and and you give it value and attention, it has the capacity to take you away once and for all. Then what do? Oh, wait to be awake again. It happens, this arising, we can arise. But what is our definition of arising? What is our definition of arise, awake? Are we walking that path and continuously, in spite of being in this world, living in this world? Because you slip, you are cut. I think this is how we concluded last week. You think, you give value to the thoughts, you are cut. Shurasya dhara. It will cut you. That is the sin. That is the bleeding. That is the pain of falling back. Shurasya dhara, in the snake and the ladder, you reach 99 by mistake. Till 98 it is okay. If 99 comes, you are out of the board or at the bottom of the board. You have to start all over again. And it is not for the faint-hearted. Those who have the grit, those who have the courage, those who have the firm commitment that come what may, as like our Kunti Mata, oh Lord, give me more and more difficulties, because when more difficulties come, I naturally think only about you. And what do we want? Give me the wealth, give me the goodies of the life. And in my armchair, in my recliner, I'll put the Zoom on and then I will listen doing Shirshasan on the recliner. That is not the way. See. So there will be many difficulties. So beware and have the and have the commitment. Lord Death could have said that I say so, but he didn't. In Vedanta, nothing is, you don't say that I say it. We say the scriptures say, and those scriptures have been authenticated and confirmed by the sages of yore. The Lord of Death, Yamaraj, himself is a great knower, but according to the way the Upanishads are, the Vedanta is told or spoken or given out, the knowledge is given out, very rare few who have gone beyond the words ever say, it is my experience. That experience is always said as Kavayo Vadanti, so the wise say. And that is why we belong Sadashiva Samarambham, Shankaracharya Madhyamam, Asmadacharya Paryantam, Vande Guru Paramparam. So the words that we are speaking, they have the backing. They have the backing of all the masters, all the way from Shankaracharya. And who is Shankaracharya? Lord Shiva himself. Because we are talking about a subject which is beyond the mind. And if I say it is my experience, that it is my direct experience and I am communicating to you, a thought may appear in your mind. That just now he said that it is beyond yato vacho nivartante aprapya manasasaha, it is beyond the words and beyond the comprehension of the mind. And in the very next word, the sentence he is saying that it is my direct experience, take it from me. Such is the case. And yet we hear so many masters saying that. But those who are in the parampara, in the parampara, in the lineage, we always say, so the sages of yore say. Now, why is this? Why it cannot be confirmed by words or comprehended by the mind? Here it says in the 15th verse, this is where we left before we went to India. Ashabdam asparsham arupam avyayam, Ashabdam asparsham arupam avyayam, tatharasam nityam agandhavacchayata, tatharasam nityam agandhavacchayata, anadyanantam mahatah param dhruvam, anadyanantam mahatah param dhruvam, nichaya tanmrityumukhat pramuchyate, nichaya tanmrityumukhat pramuchyate. Together, ashabdam asparsham arupam avyayam, tatharasam nityam agandhavacchayata, anadyanantam mahatah param dhruvam, nichaya tanmrityumukhat pramuchyate. Before we get into the verse, there is Sambandha Bhashya. Sambandha Bhashya is the precursor to this verse. It says, Tat katham iti sukshmatvam neyasya iti uchyate. How? What is the fineness, what is the subtlety of that knowable principle that for which you are asking us to be awake, to arise to reach, to continue to strive till you do not reach it? What is? How fine is it? What is its? What is it? What do you call? Subtlety. What is its subtlety? So here it says, Sthula tavadiyam bhedini shabdam shabda sparsha rupa rasa gandhopachita sarvendriya vishaya bhuta tatha shariram. And when this was asked that how fine, how subtle is this knowable principle, so it was said that shabda means the sound, sparsha means the touch, roop means the form, rasa means the taste, and gandha means the smell. These five stimuli are the objects of, these are the five objects that we experience from our five senses. So these are the five elements. They are gross, and they are the five stimuli for the five senses. And then it is said, Tatra ekaika gunapakarshena gandhadinam sukshmatva mahatva vishuddhatva nityatwadi taratamyam drushtam vadishu yavad akashamiti te gandhadaya sarva eva sthulatvad vikaraha shabdanta yatra na santi kimu tasya sukshmatvad सूक्ष्मत्वादि निरतिशयत्वं वक्तव्यम iti etad darshayati shutihi. So it was told that just like this, and where are these five senses which are experiencing these five sense stimuli, which is called this world of sound, touch, form, taste, and smell? It is in this body. And what is body made up of? What is body made up of? Body is made up of earth. You're back to square one. So in this way, and each sense can only experience only one element, one stimuli, and not both the stimuli. And in this way, and each one is the cause of the other. Prithvi is coming from earth, is coming from water, water is coming from fire, fire is coming, the cause of the fire is air, air, the cause of it is the space, and cause of the space is so even these five elements, even though out of these this body has been made, the senses are finer than this body, they are more subtle, and the five elements in their tanmatra form, in their nascent form, they are even finer than the five sense organs. And finer than the five elements is, here it says, the mahat, that that each one is what you call subtle than the other, and but the one who knows, he is subtler than them because he is illuminating them, and he is greater than them, he is purer than them, he is more continuous than them, meaning sukshma, mahatva, vishuddha, and nityatva. He is eternal compared to them. And we see this not only, so we see the mind is more continuous than the five senses. We see the intellect is more continuous than the mind, more constant. We see the Mahat Tattva is more constant than the intellect. We see and whatever is subtler is more purer. Whatever is more purer is equal to subtle, is equal to more expansive. And naturally, whatever is more subtle has, and because it is more expansive, its knowledge will be more. The mind knows all the five senses. The senses only know one element, one stimuli. The intellect knows all the thoughts. The eye illuminates all the thoughts. The total eye includes all the thoughts. Subtlety, the degree of subtlety keeps increasing as we go back to the cause. And this is what is told here. And then it is said, सर्व एव स्थूलत्वाद विकाराः शब्दान्ताः यत्र न सन्ति किमु तस्य सूक्ष्मत्वादि निरतिशयत्वं वक्तव्यम् इति एतद् दर्शयति श्रुतिः. But because it is gross, see, because all these elements, everything other than the truth, they are, you can call them as that which comes into manifestation, you can call it sthul only in that sense. And that gross or subtle or causal, it does not touch the truth. So here it is told that the truth is that continuous principle is that in which there is no modification on account of the grossest element, which is earth. And what is the quality of the earth? Smell, which is nose. Because of that, the nose is there. And what is the subtlest element? Space. What is the quality of space? Sound, because of which the ears are there. So none of these, we already told you how each one is, the most expansive is the space compared to the earth. More expansive than earth is water, more expansive than water is fire, more expansive than fire is air, more expansive and pure and expansive is the space. But all these modifications, sometimes the air is there, sometimes it's not there. In a dead body there is no air. Sometimes the eyes are seeing, sometimes the eyes are not seeing. Sometimes the smell is there, sometimes it is not there. Many times it is found some people have one or two sensory senses malfunctioning, they don't work. So modifications are possible in these five. They are continuously changing. So also the five senses are continuously changing. I remember many nowadays, once upon a time, we used to get angry with parents when they used to look at the key, where is the hole of the lock, and try to match the hole in the lock with the key, and we used to just take it from their hand and because the eyesight is so clear. Now we are also doing the same, hit and miss, and we know abhi kuch jayega. Modification we are talking about. So these senses, these 5 elements, they are continuously modifying. Vikar. Vikar means modification. Where is modification possible? Not only at the senses, the 5 elements, mind also is modifying continuously. Intellect is also modifying. With every thought, the I is there. But do you feel you are modifying? Modification is always of something. So here it is told that from the smell all the way to the sound, all these modifications are not possible, are not in that constant principle. It is subtler than the subtlest, and that which is subtler than the subtlest, which is beyond all modifications, what to talk about it? How can we communicate it? What words can we use for it? The teacher in Yamraj, he is at his wit's end. But the love for the student, his tatparta, his single pointed pursuit of this knowledge is not keeping the Yamraj also quiet. He wants to pour whatever he knows into his student. He wants to give it to him. He wants that while he is speaking, the student should get it. Just, it should click to him. He does not want to leave anything open-ended, because then the mind will have an escape route. It's so fine what is being communicated here. Upanishads are trying to communicate that which is uncommunicable, that which is beyond words. This is the beauty. One Mahatma used to say, the teacher is trying to communicate, is talking about that which cannot be talked about, and the student is trying to understand that which cannot be understood by the mind. And the drama is going on. देखो मजेदार. This is the fun part. But here we have to understand from where Yamraj is coming from. He wants to leave no stone unturned in order to communicate the uncommunicable. And therefore, here that which is unspecific, that which is beyond specifications, which is the Atma Gyan, which is the self, the truth, the infinite truth. And how can it be gained? With regards to that, he says, Ashabdam asparsham arupam avyayam tatharasam nityam agandhavachayat anadyanantam mahadav param dhruvam nechayatan mrityu mukhat pramuchyate. I already, in the introduction to this verse, it was already said, Ashabda, that which is beyond, either you can say that which is beyond the words, or you can say where the words cannot reach. Asparsha, which cannot be touched. So another way, a shabda, that it is beyond the words. Words cannot illuminate it. I say Usha, I say Bhavesh, I say Dr. Ravi. The name is illuminating. There is a person there. I say laptop. It says there is a laptop here. I say these words. When I read this verse, the words are present. But when I say truth, is there an object present? Is there an object present? Is there something which you can, is it a sensory perception? Is it a mental imagination? Is it an intellectual concept? These are the ways we communicate with something. We create a relationship. Is it falling into any of these categories? A shabda, it is beyond words. A sparsha, it is beyond touch. It cannot be touched. A rupa, it is beyond form, formless. Rupa avyayam means avyaya means without decay. Then he doesn't stop there. Tatha rasam nityam agandhavachayata. Also, it is a rasam. It is beyond the taste, or we can even use it here as the shabda tanmatra, the sparsha tanmatra, the rupa tanmatra, the rasa tanmatra. All these are, it is not in the purview of that. Through these or by these, there is no impact on that eternal principle. Nityam agandhavachayata. And not only, till now it was all negative. A shabda, a sparsha, a gandha, a rasa. Suddenly he says nityam. It is eternal. Agandhavachayata. And it is, so you here, because of the tune, it has been placed in that way. So arasam agandhavat, and without what? Without smell. Gandha, or the gandha tanmatra. Then what is it? It is nityam, it is eternal. Anadyanantam, anadi anantam. It is anadi, it is beginningless. Anantam, it is endless. That means no birth and no death. Beyond both. Mahata param dhruvam. And what else? It is beyond the Mahattattva also. Remember Mahattattva, last class? The all-inclusive principle. Ocean is the Mahattattva for the wave. What is the ocean? In which all the waves are included. The material out of which every wave is made is the ocean itself. When you touch a wave, taste a wave, smell a wave, everything is ocean only. That is the total principle. The cosmic person. 11th chapter Bhagavad Gita. So what are we talking about? It is beyond Mahattattva. Now we have gone to the cause of the totality also. So we went from senses. If you remember the sequence, from the senses, we said the greater than the senses were the sense objects, because many in number, If the sense objects are not there, senses have got no meaning, no purpose. Greater than the sense objects was the mind, which was expressing as sense objects on one side and the sense organs on the other. One alone expressing as two, game is going on. Lage raho, Munna bhai. More expansive than the mind was the intellect, which can peep beyond the normal. More expansive than the individual intellect was the total intellect, which can conceive the possibility of the total universe, total cosmos within it. Don't think totality means one person is sitting there and looking at the whole world and saying, all this I am. There is no objectivity for that person. Because everything I am, then there is no objectivity, there is no otherness, there is no separation, there is no differences. So don't think like an individual that the total must be doing like experiencing the world like the individual. No. Raise your bar. This is the Kshurasya Dhara. You are understanding what is being told, but we fall into the track of specific thinking. What would it be like? What would it be like from the totality point of view? Till here we saw cause, effect, cause, effect. What is the cause? What every effect has a cause. So we have gone from individual intellect. What is the cause of individual intellect? The total intellect. What is total intellect? Where all the individual intellects are in their unmanifest form. Is there anything beyond it? Yes. So, so this eternal principle, it is beyond the Mahat Tattva, and it is unshakable. And the Nichaya Tanmrityu Mukhat Pramuchyate. And who is speaking? Don't forget, the Lord Death is speaking. He says, having known this Atma Tattva, having known this constant principle, eternal principle, the infinite truth, where none of the senses are having any jurisdiction, where the mind and the intellect have got no jurisdiction, not even the total intellect has the jurisdiction. It is beyond the total intellect also. Having known this one escapes from the mouth of death. What is mouth of death here? Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam could be one way of putting it. Rebirth, reincarnation, you die, you born again. That could be the death he is talking about, from the mouth of death. It could be that one escapes from the whirlpool of objectivity. Right now, you, me, everyone, we are at the mercy of the sensory perceptions. We are at the mercy of the thoughts. We are at the mercy of waking, dream, deep sleep. We are at the mercy of time. Our definition our introduction to ourselves is only based on specific references. Think, very rare are the masters but here Lord Death is not saying I've gone beyond all this. The dialogue is taking place between two specific people. The Vedanta style is such that without saying anything, or by saying something in a roundabout manner, the student has to understand what is being indicated. It's an intuitive perception. And here the entire verse began with negation, 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 and it was told, now when there is nothing left to be negated, beyond that is the truth. And the one who has come to know that truth escapes from the mouth of a rebirth. For whom is the rebirth? Is it for the eternal one, or is it for the individual one, or the total one? See? More pertinent, individual. Totality, from our point of view, totality is a very, very long period of time, and we won't be able to perceive it with our present condition of mind. So this is in this manner, Nichaya tan mrityu mukhat pramuchyate. So he escapes from the mouth of death and attains the eternal position, having attained the eternal position. Now the Bhashya says, Ashabdam asparsham arupam avyayam tatha rasam nityam agandhavachayad etad vyakhyatam brahma avyayam. That which is ashabda, beyond the word, asparsha, beyond the touch, arupa, beyond the form, avyaya, that which is without decay, arasa, which is beyond the taste, nitya, who is eternal, and agandha yukta, meaning he is beyond the has got no smell. In other words, you just like I can see, hear, see, hear, touch, taste and smell any object, any person. And many times when we are in the presence of great masters, there also some gandha is coming. You feel the thrill of their touch. But here we are talking about no objective person. It is that where all these five are have no excess. Etad vyakhyatam brahma avyayam. That which is explained in this manner, like as we said in the first verse, that is Brahman, and that Brahman is avyayam. It is without decay, it cannot be destroyed, it is destruction free. Everything else is is subject to destruction, subject to death. Whole cosmos is made up of these five elements. And that which is beyond the five elements, what is it? That is called the Brahma Avyayam. Yadhi Shabdadi mat tad Shabdadi mat tad vedidam ved idam tu ashabdadi matvad avyayam na vyeti na kshiyate. Because that object which can be indicated, that which can be talked about, that which can be communicated through words. Here it is told, Shabdadimat tad vyetidam tu ashabdadi matvad avyayam na vyeti na kshiyate. So that which is beyond the words does not become decayed, does not become modified. So whatever you can think of in this universe, why think of in this universe? Think of the universe itself. What is your experience of the universe? This total being, total infinite cosmos. Is it changing? Is there an element of change in it? Yes. From morning till evening it is changing. In the evening it is not available. In the daytime the earth is available. At night time the sky is available. And everything in it, science only tells us that what we are seeing in the sky in the night, it has already happened so many billions of years ago. But the light has reached us today. See? So are we living today? And based on those stars, we are doing our kundali, which are non-existent. See the drama. So, in other words, what we are saying, what the teacher is saying here is that which can be talked about, that which can be called out, which is within the purview of the word. Nama Roop. Every form has a name. Every name has a form. They are inseparable. But whatever has a name and form, it is subject to modification. It comes into existence and it goes out of existence. But this Brahma Avyayam, it is not in the purview of that. But sir, you are using the word Brahma Avyayam. Yes, we are using the word Brahma Avyayam. Now you raise your level of understanding and understand what the word Brahma means, what the word Avyaya means. So here Avyaya is told as na vyeti na kshiyate. That which does not decay. So now find out. Is the body decaying? Yes. Are the senses becoming weaker? Yes. Is the mind becoming forgetful? Yes. Is the sharpness of the intellect, the vigilance, the alertness, is that becoming less? Yes. And it will, as this body gets old, kshiyate, body is getting decaying, Birth, growth, disease, decay and death. So what is the final destination? Death. Before, so we are already we have done the birth. We have gone through the birth. Growth is also happened. Disease and decay are in full swing right now, waiting for death to manifest. This is our concept when we look at ourselves. So our Yamraj is telling Nachiket that this is undecaying, meaning free from modification, meaning birth, growth, disease, decay and death is not applicable to this principle. That is Brahman. That is that Atma Tattva that you are, which he has told before. Now apply on yourself, don't just intellectually appreciate. अत एव च नित्यं यद्धि व्येति तद नित्यमिदं तु न व्येत यतो नित्यं. He says that therefore evam cha nityam, it is eternal. Yadhi vyati tad anityam idam, that it does not decay and because it does not decay, therefore it is eternal. So it's just a way of putting across. Shankaracharya is just taking each word of the verse and trying to give is giving a commentary for our clarity. Itascha nityam anadya vidyamana adihi karanam asya tad idam anadi. Because that which decays, that is not eternal. Anadi avidyaman adihi karanam. यद व्याधि मत तत् कार्यत्वाद अनित्यम कारणे प्रलीयते यथा पृथिव्यादि. It is anadi. Anadi meaning it is beginningless. What does beginningless mean? Beginningless means, remember we saw the cause of the senses were the sense objects, the cause of the sense objects was the mind, the cause of the mind was the intellect, the cause of the intellect was the Mahat Tattva. So everything has a preceding, it has a cause behind it. And therefore, from the cause, the effect comes out, manifests or unmanifests. Is there a cause for this eternal principle? No. Therefore, it is anadi. Anadi means beginningless. Beginningless means it has no cause before it. And therefore, it is eternal. Because whatever else is there, when we see cause and effect, every effect merges back into the cause. The sense and the sense objects, they merge back into the cause called the mind when you go to sleep. And so on. Or the other way you can see, which we have already said, the earth merges, goes back to its cause, the water goes back to its cause, the fire goes back to its cause, the air goes back to its cause, the space goes back to its cause, the mental space, the mental space goes back to its cause, the conscious space. Conscious space goes back to, is there a cause for conscious space? No. Therefore it is anadi. Chidakash, anadi tattva. Idam tu sarvakaranatvad akaryam akaryatvat nityam na tasya karanam asti yasmin praliyate. But here it is told, but this Atma, idam tu sarva karanatvad, it is this Atma, this eternal principle is the cause of everything. What do you mean by it is the cause of everything? We'll explain. Let me just read this sentence and then we will explain. So this eternal principle or this Atma Tattva is the cause of everything without having a cause behind it. Therefore it is beginningless. And because it is the cause of everything, therefore it does not do anything. There is no what do you call, how should we put it, akaryam akaryatvat nityam. So here it says that it does not do anything. The senses, the mind does not do anything to become the senses and the sense objects. The mind does not do anything to produce the thoughts. They happen. The ocean does not do anything to create the waves. It happens. The phenomena of wave happens. The manifestation and unmanifestation of waves happen. Similarly, the Atma Tattva, the eternal self, it does not do anything. But the phenomena of waking, dream and deep sleep, it happens. It's happening. For that you have to take one step back from this waking state. When we identify that I am listening, I am seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, I am understanding, I am, what has happened suddenly? We have crystallized, we have by way of identification with the five senses. Who we? The eternal we, the eternal consciousness that we are. The moment it says I am seeing, I am hearing, I am touching, I am tasting, but we just said that the eternal self is beyond seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, and we can add thinking to it also. Kshurasya dhara. Remember, this is how the fall happens. Where there is a fall means identification. Wherever there is identification is equal to fall, there is birth and death. Or here, if we stick to the verse, there is death. So find out in yourself that while listening, how can you be untouched from what you are hearing? How can you be untouched by the five senses? How can you be untouched by the thoughts coming and going in your mind? What position you will have to take? Again, when I say you will have to take, means something has to be done. Nothing has to be done. Because that which is beyond the senses, beyond the mind, beyond the intellect, beyond the total intellect, which is not a doer, which is having no cause, it does not create any effects, but it can be called as the cause of everything, but it does not make anything happen. It can only be talked. That which is beyond the words can only be talked in the language of negation. And that's what is this: ashabdam, asparsham, arupam, arasam, agandham, avyayam. Only the negation, language of negation works here, because conclusively you cannot say anything. We are studying, remember we have studied in Amrit Anubhav. No words stick to the truth. There it was told Satchidanand is an abuse to the infinite reality. Any word taken or used for the reality is an abuse. Shabda Khandan. Same is happening here also. So just as mind does not do anything for thoughts to come and go, space that come outside, the space does not do anything. It is akarya. It is not making air, fire, water, earth to come to happen or not happen. Space is constant. If you can appreciate this example, same way eyes are, the vision is constant, so objects come and go. Mind is constant, the senses come and go. But mind is not saying, now I'm going to make them come, now I'm going to make them go. Mind is not saying anything. It's a phenomena taking place. Just like you are the constant, the waking, dream and deep sleep are coming and going every day. From Amrit Anubhav, another example, the sun is there. Sun is not making the day happen or the night happen. It's remaining as the constant. In its presence, day and night happen. From sun's point of view, there is no day and night. See? And therefore, because of these reasons, this Atma Tattva, this eternal self, is called as eternal, Nitya. Tatha anantam avidyamanaha antah karyamasya tadantam. Similarly, this Atma, this eternal self, is also Ananta. It is endless, beginningless, endless. Now the other spectrum. First we talked about Anadi. Now we are talking about Ananta. Endless. End is only for that which is limited. End is only for that which comes into existence. End is only for that which has come into existence, which has manifested. But that which is eternal, that which does not modify, that which does not decay, that which has never been born, how can it conclude? There is no conclusion for the Atma. Therefore it is Ananta. End is only for the one who is only for that which is an effect. Or you can put it in this way, the one who does something so neither the Atma does anything, akaryam, it is not doing anything. Is it it is pumping out the universe? Chal bhai. Is there a what do you call production line there? This you have to apply it on yourself. Are you producing the thoughts that are coming in your mind? Are you producing the breath that is going in and coming out? Are you producing the hunger? Are you doing the blinking of the eyes, or it is happening? Are you making the cough happen or the sneeze happen? Are you making the thoughts happen? Are you making the concepts happen? Everything is happening. Intellect is making decisions, mind is thinking thoughts, senses are doing their job. Unnecessarily, you, the conscious principle, or I, the conscious principle, have identified with that which is happening and crystallized ourselves. Start letting go. Loosen up your hold over it. And this is what happens when you go to sleep every night. You loosen your hold over it, over your senses, over your body, over your mind, over your intellect and the concept of I am alive or I am dead or I am sick or I am healthy. All concepts, I am successful or I am unsuccessful. All concepts are given up. Then alone sleep comes. So you have the capacity to do it. Allow yourself to be awake when it happens every night. This is not part of the bhashya. I am adding. यथा कदल्यादेहे फलादि कार्योत्पादनेन अपि अनित्यं दृष्टं न च तथा अपि अंतवत्वं ब्रह्मणः अतः अपि नित्यं. Here example is taken just as when when the result is created, that all the kadali phal, the various plants, when they appear from the seed, they become a tree, and eventually the tree has the flower. The flower dies and the seed is created. So the seed gave up its seedness to become a tree. The tree gave up its treeness to become a flower. The flower gave up its flowerness to become a seed. And this eternally is going on. And therefore, in this manner, when you see this cycle, from the seed a tree is created, from the tree a seed is created. Not one, many. Then again from those seeds tree is created, and it goes on and on and on. This creation cycle is not seen in the Atma Tattva, is not seen in the eternal self, the Brahman. And therefore it is eternal. Because the moment you identify with the cycle of that the seed has become a tree and tree has become many seeds, you have precipitated into individuality or totality. But who are you? Actually eternal. And महतः महत्तत्वात् बुद्ध्याख्यात्परं विलक्षणं नित्यविज्ञप्ति स्वरूपत्वात् सर्वसाक्षी सर्वभूतात्मत्वात् ब्रह्म. Because it is eternal, or as eternal self-knowing, because it is self-knowing and because it is eternal, therefore it is beyond the Mahat Tattva. See, it's different from Mahat Tattva. विलक्षणम नित्य विज्ञप्ति स्वरूपत्वात् सर्वसाक्षी सर्वभूतात्मत्वात् ब्रह्म. Because Brahman is, what is it? It is nitya vignapti swarupatvat sarvasakshihi sarvabhutatmatvat. Sarvabhutatmatvat. It is the soul, or it is the Atma of everything, if you want to. Because this Atma Tattva, or meaning the eternal self, it is the self of all the five elements. Just like ocean is the self of all the waves, the gold is the self of all the ornaments, the mud is the self of all the pots. You are the self of the waker, the dreamer, the sleeper. Without you, they cannot express, manifest. The sun is the Atma of the day and night. The electricity is the Atma of all the gadgets. Similarly, the eternal self, the Atma Tattva, the Brahman, Atma Tattva at individual level, the untouched conscious self, Brahman with reference to the totality, but there is no reference there. Atma and Brahman are one. And it being the self of all the five elements, it is the eternal witness of all the five elements. And this is where we make the mistake. We choose to be only the waker. You be the witness of the waking experience, dream experience, absence of the two. Be the Sakshi, Sarva Sakshi. Then you are Sakshi. But you choose to be only the waker, living only 1/3 of your life experience. And even in that 1/3 of the experience, only one house, one wife, one set of children, how more you can contract yourself? You are crystallizing and crystallizing and crystallizing. And therefore we are uncomfortable everywhere. So Sarva Swarupatvat, Sarva Sakshi, he Sarva Bhutatmatvat Brahma. Brahma is the Atma, Sarva Bhutatmatvat. It is the Atma of all the Bhutas, Bhutas meaning the five great elements, and therefore it is the Sakshi. It is the nature, it is the Swarup of all the five elements, and it is therefore it is the Sakshi of all the five elements. Meaning, Sakshi meaning here, it's not that it is looking at all the five elements. It is witnessing the five elements. That is not the meaning here. Here meaning is, if you want to apply it on yourself, it is undisturbed by the five elements. Just like the gold is undisturbed by coming and going of the ornaments. The mud is undisturbed, non-reactionary on account of pots manifesting or unmanifesting. The sun is undisturbed on account of day and night coming and going. This is called Sakshi. Otherwise, our understanding of Sakshi is only objectively looking at something and think, I am not disturbed by this, I am not disturbed by that. Kshurasya dhara, a different understanding. If you take the objective understanding, I am not disturbed, I am not disturbed, I am not disturbed, ego is speaking. This is an observation. Gold is not speaking, I am not disturbed by the ornaments. Sun is not speaking or communicating that I am not disturbed. This thought also doesn't go in the mind of the sun. Not even a thought comes in the mind of the sun that I am undisturbed by the day and night on earth or any other planet. Not even a thought comes in the mind of the ocean that I am an eternal witness, I am undisturbed by the coming and goings of the waves. Because there is no, the phenomena happens in the presence of the eternal. But what is phenomena? Have we ever given the definition of the phenomena? This is not in the point, but I am taking it. What is the definition of phenomena? I am asking. What is phenomena?
That exists in its own absence.
Very good. That which exists in its own absence. So when we use these words, that which exists in its own absence, is there something there? It's like that store, the that child of the barren woman. Does the child exist? But we have invested so much in the waking, and only in the waking. Totally identified that we are, or we are not capable, we are capable, but we find it very difficult. The sadhana will be, the exercises will be given after next verse. But first we have to be clear, what are we? In Bhagavad Gita also, when Arjuna asked that, tell me the highest truth without beating about the bush, and the Bhagwan gives him all the knowledge from verse number 10 to verse number 31. Highest knowledge. He didn't understand it. All bouncers. Therefore, that poor Lord had to tell 17 chapters after that. So here, first we have to be clear. Now Nachiket is very clear. The Yamraj is only taking care that his mind does not get distracted from the goal in front of him, and his mind does not objectify what it is seeking. In that process, the mind will conclude itself. If it objectifies by way of word, by way of idea, by way of imagination, by way of concept, sabotage. And therefore, the Lord of Death is taking so much time to systematically, he has put it. What this Atma Tattva is. Uktam hi esha sarveshu bhuteshu gudhotma na prakashate. This is in Kathopanishad only. Where are we? Ityadi. इत्यादि. ध्रुवं च कूटस्थं नित्यं न पृथिव्यादि वद पृथिव्यादिवद आपेक्षिकं नित्यतत्वम्. In the same way, it is dhruvam, unshakable. Ever, wherever it is, as it is. No one can move it, no one can reduce, do anything with it. It is the constant one. On it, the entire play of the play happens. You are that, don't forget that. If you think you are one of the players, you have lost the plot. Whether you are the player as the student, whether you are the player as the seer, hearer, toucher, feeler, taster, thinker, conceptualizer, if you find yourself with anything called ER at the end, you have missed the target. It's an error. You are that, you are the substratum. This eternal self is the substratum. The self that I am, the pure consciousness, it is the substratum. On this substratum, the waking, dream, deep sleep, What is waking? The waker, the waking world and the waking experience. What is dream? The dreamer, the dream world and the dream experience. What is deep sleep? Absence of the two. This whole phenomena which exists in its own absence is coming and going. Why we are saying it is coming and going if there is only the truth? Because that is your experience right now. And we want to bring your attention to the pure consciousness that you are, so that you do not give any heed, any value, any importance to that which is coming and going. तदेवं भूतं ब्रह्मात्मानं निचाय्यावगम्य तम आत्मानं मृत्युमुखात् मृत्युगोचराद् अविद्याकाम कर्म लक्षणात् प्रमुच्यते विमुच्यते. The eternalness, the eternity or eternalness of the eternal self, of the Atma Tattva or Brahman, is not like that of Prithvi. From our point of view, earth has been before I came, the earth was there. After I go, the earth will be there. Wrong conclusion. In our life itself, so many islands have come and so many islands have gone. We can still go under the water in Bet Dwarka and see the ruins of the Dwarka Nagari. If you do scuba diving or you YouTube it, you will see scuba divers have taken movies of it. The Nagari is still there. There's pillars and halls and everything is there. Same way they talk about Atlantis in the Atlantic Ocean. Very advanced. Dwarka was very advanced. All of them are under. Where have they gone? Where has that land gone? Haven't the continents continuously been changing? Now we have got 7 continents. Once upon a time there were only 3 or 4. The Asia, Europe, Australia, it was all together called Gondwana land. Now where is Gondwana land? No more. So it is not like that. It's not eternal like the earth is eternal in the relative sense. No. It is eternal. Full stop. That Brahman, that Atma, knowing, having known that Atma, that Brahman in this manner, the whole explanation that we just covered in the Bhashya, coming to ascertain that I am that, the Brahman in this manner, which is beyond the five senses, which is beyond the 5 elements, which is beyond the total intellect, which is eternal, unshakable, which is the constant, beginningless, endless. One becomes, what happens? Tam Atmanam, what happens? Mrityu Mukhat, Mrityu Gocharad, Avidya, Kam, Karma, Lakshanat, Pramuchyate, Vimuchyate. It is not knowing like I know these words on the paper. This is objective knowing. Having come to know this Atma in this manner, it goes without saying that you are that. one becomes free from the mouth of death. Mrityu mukhat. The death is not able to swallow such a person, devour such a person who knows the self in this manner. And what is death now? Here it is qualifying death. Our understanding of death is last breath come and gone, has come and gone, and now the person is dead. No, we are not talking about that death. Here death is called as avidya kama karma lakshanat pramuchyate. Such a person escapes the mouth of death, means he becomes free from avidya kama karma lakshanat and their effects. अब देखो, now don't ask now what do we do now? Again you want to do something? That means such a person, mrityu mukhat, from the mouth of death, is equal to free from the clutches of ignorance, desire and karma, doership. He becomes free. Lakshanat pramuchyate vimuchyate. He becomes free. He is free once and for all. When we are under the clutches of avidya kama karma, it is either individuality or totality. Totality is also not free from it. Totality is Mahat Tattva. Remember last verse? You go beyond Mahat. This Atma Tattva is beyond Mahat. And in this manner, Ashabdam asparsham arupam avyayam tatharasam nityam agandhavachayat anadyanantam mahatah param dhruvam nichaya tan mrityu mukhat pramuchyate. This is the great goal. This is the self to which the teacher told, Uttishta Jagrata Prapya Varan Nibodhata. And what is the result? You become free of avidya kama karma. Wherever there is avidya kama karma, there will be a cyclical life. There will be birth and death. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om.